with KATC Sports Director Seth Lewis.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Sports from Inside Russo Park. I'm Seth Lewis, joined by Meagan Glover. And Meagan, the Raging Cajuns are getting ready to dance in the NCAA tournament.
That's right, Seth. The Cajuns punching their ticket to the postseason after clinching the Sun Belt tournament on Sunday. And luckily for them, their first stop on the road to Omaha won't be far. Let's go! That stop being over state lines to College Station, Texas. This will be the first time since 2016 that UL has made a regional appearance, landing as the 3 seed, and they'll take on 2 seed TCU. Now, the Cajuns faced the Horned Frogs last season, losing that series 2-1. But for them, this is just another team, a new season, and they're thankful to be in the conversation.
I mean, it just means so much to me and this team. I mean, everything we've put in for this whole year, it just means so much. Like, we've blood, sweat, and tears. Like, we put everything into this, and I hope Cajun Nation is proud of us.
Getting into regional is a big deal. You know, it's been doing this coming up on 27, 28 years, and I've been to 12 of them. I mean, this isn't. It sounds like a good number, but I mean, they're hard to come by.
And yes, Seth, first pitch for Game 1 is set for 7 p.m. between UL and TCU this Friday.
Now, the road to this point was nowhere near easy. At the Sun Belt tournament, the Cajuns beat the 1 seed in Texas State, the 2 seed in Georgia Southern, and you can say it all came with perfect timing.
Absolutely. That final out between their game with Georgia Southern, it was almost perfect timing, like you said. The final out was clocked for 4:36, and if you're familiar here in Cajun country, 36 being represented by late Cajuns head coach Tony Robichaux. That was his jersey number, and is also marking the 36th win of the season for the Cajuns. And after celebrating, the team learned about the signs of 36 in the ballpark as they realized that the win meant so much more.
To have it all line up like that, game 36 win, game ended at 4:36. I mean, it couldn't have been more perfect.
I've been seeing 36 for 3 years, and you know, when I got into my hotel room, I look at the clock and it's 28, and the next time I look at it, it's 36, and that's been happening for 3 years. I don't know why. You know, this isn't about us. This goes way bigger than us, and we're going to win this thing, and something great's going to come out of it.
Yes, Seth, that's a story you can't make up, and now the fairy tale continues.
And that fairy tale will continue at College Station, where Texas A&M is the host, and that also brings up some very interesting history. UL head coach Matt Deggs was an assistant with the Aggies from 2006 to 2011, but he's been very public about his addiction to alcohol at the time, which led to his dismissal. But he still has a lot of love for the Aggies and says this trip back to College Station will be emotional.
I've been back several times, having been at Sam Houston State, and Rob was still at A&M, and we would play each other. It's different, you know. It's emotional. There was a lot of brokenness for us there, but we're not broken no more.
Now, UL is in, but the state will be well represented in this year's tournament.
That's right, Seth. 4 total teams representing the boot. That's including Louisiana Tech, LSU, and Southeastern.
Let's start with the Tigers, who some thought would actually be hosting a regional in Baton Rouge, but instead they will be hitting the road. But they, too, will not be going very far, as they will be heading to Mississippi as the 2 seed in the Hattiesburg Regional. Their first matchup is with 3 seed Kennesaw State Friday at 6 p.m. Number 11 Southern Miss will be the host. The Tigers' 1-2 finish in the SEC tournament is part of the reason they have to hit the road. But key contributors like Jacob Berry and Cade Doty rested last week due to injuries and should be ready to go in Hattiesburg.
2 top 50 draft picks. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, you know, they recruited Cade here, and I'm sure glad that they did because he's a great player. We brought Jacob here because he's a great player, and, you know, I feel good that we'll get those guys back in there and we'll be a better team because we do.
As far as the other in-state teams, Southeastern is the 4 seed in the Auburn Regional and will take on the Tigers at 6 p.m. Friday. Meanwhile, Louisiana Tech is heading to the Austin Regional, where their first test will come against Dallas Baptist at 6:30 Friday. Now, when it comes to the Cajuns, we'll have your coverage right here on KATC throughout the rest of the week and also in College Station as they try to punch their ticket to the Super Regional. But for Meagan Glover, I'm Seth Lewis for KATC Sports. We'll be right back after